Hello everybody, this video is going to talk about cylinders, finding the volume of a cylinder, and also an application of finding the volume of a cylinder. First, let's start with the formula. V equals pi r squared. That's part of it. Notice this is the area of a circle, but there's one more variable to it, multiplying by h, standing for the height of the cylinder. If you've ever seen a stack of CDs or DVDs, that is a good analogy for the volume of a cylinder. A bunch of these circles stacked up h high. So we're going to use this formula to help solve our problems here. Let's look at this one here, the exact volume of the cylinder. When you see exact, that means they want you to keep pi in the answer. Alright, so let's get our formula written here. V equals pi r squared h. Alright, the radius, as you can see, is 3. The height, that is a 6. It's kind of hard to see here. We're going to keep pi in our answer. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 6 is 54. We're going to keep write it as 54. We're going to keep the pi. But notice how I'm going to label it. We're inches, and we say cubic inches. That's how you measure a volume. It needs 3 dimensions. 54 pi cubic inches is what we call the exact volume of this cylinder. Now, compare that to this one where we're not going to use the symbol pi. We're actually going to use 3.14 for pi. So what's the volume of a cylinder with a height of 4 and a radius of 3? Well, let's get our formula written again. Pi r squared times h. This time, instead of pi, I'm going to substitute in 3.14 to get an actual number. The radius is 3. 3 gets squared. And the height is 4. Alright. Order of operations, we're going to figure out the 3 squared first. That's 9. 9 times this 4 gives us 36. And then we still need to multiply times 3.14. We put that in the calculator and we'll find that 36 times 3.14 is 113.04. And we are in feet, so we're saying feet cubed. You could also pronounce it cubic feet. 113.04 cubic feet. That brings us to this last one, which is an application here. We use a little bit of algebra to figure these out. Monty performs an experiment using 2 identical graduated cylinders, each with a radius of 2 centimeters. The volume of the liquid in the first graduated cylinder is 188.4 cubic centimeters. The volume of the liquid in the second graduated cylinder is 314 cubic centimeters. What is the difference in the height of the liquid in the 2 cylinders? So we have these 2 cylinders. Just draw a rough sketch here real quick. They say they're both identical. Draw them as identical as I can. They both have a radius of 2. Here's the radius. R equals 2. Same thing over here on this one. R equals 2. And it says the volume of the liquid in the first cylinder is 188.4. V equals 188.4. And that is in centimeters cubed. This one, the volume is 314, exactly, centimeters cubed. What's the difference in the height? So the thing they're not telling us in both of these, they're not telling us the height. We'll have a height for this one, we'll have a height for this one. And we'll kind of draw the difference here. It looks like 188 compared to 314. Okay, so let's say 314 is up here, and then that would be this height from top to bottom. And then let's say 188 is down here. That would be this height from top to bottom. So we're finding the difference. We got to figure out the height for both of them. To do that, let's go back to the original formula for volume. V equals pi r squared times h. And then we just plug in what we know. The volume is 188.4 for this one. They say use 3.14 for pi. That's what we're going to do. Radius is 2 squared, but we don't know the height. Let's set up this other one. The volume, let me write it again, volume equals pi r squared h. This time the V, volume, is 314. We still have 3.14 for pi. The radius is also 2. And we got to figure out the height. Okay, what we're going to do first is over here on the left, we'll figure out 2 squared, which is 4. Then we'll take 4 times 3.14. And that simplifies to 12.56. We're still equal to 188.4. We got to solve this for h. Solving an equation for h involves dividing both sides by 12.56. So we're going to do 188.4 divided by 12.56. Comes out to 15. The height of the first cylinder of the volume of the water, 15 centimeters. Let's do the same thing for the second one over here. Again, 4 times 3.14, 12.56. We get the same result. Times h, 314. Once again, divide both sides by 12.56. If we do that in the calculator, 314 divided by 12.56, 25. The height of the second volume of liquid, 25 centimeters. And the question is, what's the difference in the heights? Look at the two heights here, 15 and 25. As you can see, 25 minus 15, we're subtracting those. We get a difference of 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. The difference in the heights is 10 centimeters. Alright, that's it for our examples. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about finding the volumes of cylinders. Thank you for watching.